You should just accept yourself. Don't change. The world needs to love you as you are, and that's it. Gosh, no! I don't want to friggin' accept myself as I am right now. Why would I? And why would you? That is the most cowardly advice anyone could give you. Because the version that you are told to accept, you didn't even build her. Your parents indoctrinated her, your ex shamed her for being too much, your boss crammed her into a suit and told her to just shut up. And now you're walking around and calling that my authentic self. That's not your authentic self. That's a group project that you didn't even really participate in until now. And you're probably not even really miserable with that, because miserable would give you a reason to change. But everything is fine. Your job is fine. Your relationship is fine. You are always fine. But if everything is always fine, then nothing is fine. You know that. That's like trapping yourself in a cage and being like, be happy with being in the cage. My friend, you could just get out. You don't need this rock bottom moment to change your life. You need to stop being fine with a mediocre life that was never yours to begin with, because you are not mediocre. Don't just accept yourself. Accept the highest version of yourself as yourself and make her your alter ego. Hi, I'm Marty. And if you don't like who you've become, you create a new version. Not metaphorically, but literally. Have you ever heard the name Stephanie Germanotta? No? But have you heard of Lady Gaga? That girl, Stephanie, created an alter ego, gave her a name, a voice, a persona. And that persona took over the world. Or look at Sailor Moon. Bunny or Usagi was a clumsy, anxious, crying schoolgirl until she transformed. She had a ritual. She said the words, and then she became the warrior. They didn't find themselves, they created themselves. And the person you are looking at right now, with funny hair, whimsical dresses, living abroad, having her own business, I didn't find her. I created her. Her name is Tyga, and she is one of my many alter egos. And she is the reason why I went from a people-pleasing girl in a dark corporate suit to this. And by the end of this video, you will have zero excuses left to not change. So don't say I didn't warn you. Let me describe your life for a second. You have a job. Maybe you don't love it, but it pays the bills. You have friends, not the ones you would call at 3 a.m. and they would come running. But at least they're there. You have routines, you go to work, come home, scroll, watch something, go to bed. Weekends are okay, vacations are nice. And if someone asks you how you are doing, you said, yeah, I'm fine, thanks. You are always fine. But then tell me, when was the last time you did something that made your heart race? When was the last time you wore something extraordinary and just ignored the stares? When was the last time you laughed a little too loud in public? Or you said something nonsensical because you didn't care about being perceived as professional? If you don't really remember, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You're not stuck because your life is bad. You're stuck because your life is just comfortable enough to not really need to change. It's like in the morning, standing in the warm shower when these thoughts hit you. This is really it? That's my life now? And then you get dressed and go to work anyway. But inside, something in you knows that this isn't it. But instead of listening to it, you numb it, you scroll, you stay busy, you are fine. And everybody around you is also more comfortable if you don't change. Your friends, your families, your colleagues, nobody encourages you, so you don't voice these thoughts aloud. And after years of indoctrination, this fine version feels like yourself while it's not. You know how I know? Because there must be moments when your real self comes out, For example, you're playing an online game and suddenly you are loud and bold. Or you travel somewhere and you wear completely different things. Or you meet this one friend where you can be so weird and hilarious. I just can't accept the thought that when I go outside, 99% of the people are fine and boring. Everybody has something special to give, but most of them don't try because they think it's fake. It feels fake. But that version is not fake. She is with you the whole time. You just never gave her permission to stay after those small moments when she came out. And that is an alter ego. Your alter ego does not have to be someone you invent like a superhero, but it's someone you release coming from a deep essence within you, something that wants to shine. And the first step to releasing her is to admit that fine was never the goal, it was the cage. But unfortunately, knowing that you have been indoctrinated isn't enough. Because the moment you start to grow bigger, to be louder, bolder, more you, your brain panics. Your brain is going to lose its shit. And that is what change is hard. People search for external excuses. No money, no time, children, whatever. But it's your brain, it's your nervous system, because your brain has a favorite default version of you, and it will defend that version with all the reasons like its life depends on it, because for your nervous system it does. I've said this before and I will keep saying it, because people just nod along and then they do nothing with it. Everything your brain knows about you, every reaction, every habit, every relationship stems from this default version of you. That's the one it wants to protect. It wants the boring, the obedient, the small you. Because there is no risk to die if you stay in your little cage. So when you try to become bolder and bigger, your brain doesn't go, oh, cool, growth. Even if you want to grow, it panics. And it starts judging your thoughts and people doing the thing that you want to do. Oh, that's cringe. She's not gonna make it. Everybody laughs. Why is she doing that? I told myself the same things for years. I was really good at pretending to be normal and boring. 9 years in a relationship where I edited and filtered myself. 5 years in a corporate suit pretending to be a seriously working employee. And like I did back then, you are probably also thinking, my life isn't that bad. I don't need to rebrand myself, reinvent myself, create an alter ego and all that schnick-schnack. Yeah, that is exactly what you tell yourself while you are suppressing your soul. Okay, then go. And do accept yourself, but do it quietly. Good luck with that. Because you know what drives me insane? People who say they are fine, they don't need to change, but they complain all day about their job, about their partner, about their friends, about their money, but they don't do anything about it. And if someone says, then change, do something. Oh no, it's too hard. I can't. Okay, so what you're telling me then is you are fine, but you're complaining. But changing is too hard. So you'd rather keep complaining while convincing yourself that you are fine. Which is it? Maybe that's my one-track mind or my childhood full of whiny complainers. But I just can't understand that logic. I genuinely don't get it. If you don't like it, change it. Don't brainwash yourself into believing that that is enough when you know that you want more, that you are meant for more. Stop comforting yourself and telling yourself, just accept everything when you don't like where you are. But use that discomfort to light a fire under your ass to finally change. Because the moment you stop telling yourself that fine is your life goal, you won't need motivation. You'll be so uncomfortable that you have to move. So now you know that you have two options right now. Only two. One is change. Or you can accept this as your destiny. But what you cannot do is sitting in the middle, complaining and doing nothing for another 5 years, 10 years, and poof, your life is over. And when you have enough self-awareness and when you're honest with yourself that you want to change, then let me tell you something, because that's also a belief that I often hear. You are allowed to just change. Free will exists. It's not self-hating, it's not ungrateful, it's human. I give you permission right now. You're welcome. And I'm someone who changes non-stop. I kind of feel like I have to be a whole new person every year. It is exhausting and draining, and sometimes I wish I could just be a normie again instead of questioning everything, but that is not how humans work. When you have a heightened level of awareness, good luck. You just cannot stay the same. And that is also what this channel is for, to mess with your comfortable little worldview until you can't unsee it, that you are meant for more. Because the thing is, when your worldview widens, when you drop a limiting belief, or you just start to see things completely different, it feels like you have leveled up inside. But then being in the same body, doing the same shit, having the same external just feels weird. Like your life is gaslighting you. Because internally you are so different, but your external is the friggin' same. And that is when you have to make changes. Like you are helping your external to match your internal. And that is where alter egos come in. Instead of taking small baby steps and journaling about it for 3 years, you just play pretend innocently. So now the real question. If you are not the group project of a society full of mediocre people, who are you? Who do you want to be? Most people cannot answer that because they spent their whole life being the version everybody else needed, so they have no idea who they want to be. And that is exactly why you need to build an alter ego. And nobody is stopping you from making it as crazy as you want. Literally nobody. You are allowed to just wake up and decide to be a different person. And I'm going to give you 3 things that I did to make my alter ego really feel real, to bring her visibly into my life. And it's not a full tutorial. I have another video for that if you really want to have the step-by-step process. So number 1, the interrogation. You don't sit down and think about your alter ego. You don't just journal about her. You talk to her out loud. And then you answer as her out loud. Yes, this feels insane. And that's the point, right? Do it anyway. What's your name? How do you look? How do you talk? Are you loud? Are you calm, seductive, and deadly? How do you walk into a room? What kind of life do you live? What do you believe about yourself and about the world? And don't think about what is realistic, because that is your old brain talking. Your alter ego doesn't know that she is an alter ego. She's not performing, but she just is. She is not worried what other people are thinking if they think she is kind of fake, but she just does what she wants to do. And people are gonna look at her and wish they had the balls to do what she's doing. And number 2 is the anchor. Your alter ego needs a physical trigger, something you put on or you play or you smell, something that tells your subconscious we're switching. For me, dyeing my hair pink was the strongest embodiment of my alter ego, but I also have a playlist, I have accessories, I have specific sentences that I say when I want to be her. I needed the package to match the message, because my old package, business clothes, toned down hair, maybe a little blonde, a humble smile, that was someone else's message. Pink hair, funny dresses, colorful makeup, that is my message. And if this doesn't feel a little cringe, you are not stretching yourself enough from the default version. So really look around in your room and Pick something you can touch or see or smell, because your alter ego doesn't live in your journal or on a mood board. It lives in your body. And that brings me to number 3. One courageous act. You know what's coming, right? Stop planning and go out and do something. Commit to one situation where you show up as her. Go on a solo trip, just to the next town or a cafe that is far away as her. The next time you come out of the bathroom, enter the room like she would. But it has to be in the real world, because behavior will change your brain chemistry faster than any thought in your life ever will. And yes, then comes the dreadful moment when your alter ego meets somebody. Because you go out there and wear your sexy see-through shirt, or you change the tonality of your weakish, friendly voice. You just do something out of the ordinary, and others will start judging. That's so fake. Oh, look at her. That's really cringe. That doesn't suit you. That's embarrassing. So what? You think being called fake is the worst thing that could happen to us? Why? Who cares? Nowadays we are so obsessed with authenticity, like it's a competition. Like there is an award for the most authentic human. And on the winner's gravestone, it will say, "Here lies the fine human Amanda. She accepted herself as she was indoctrinated to be, and she didn't get on anybody's nerves by being weird and fake. Rest in authentic peace, dear Amanda." Yo, is that your goal? If you're honest, most people are just walking around being someone else and calling it being real. They copied their opinions from TikTok, their style from Instagram, and their life plans from their parents. And they want to call you fake? And those people judging you, pay attention to that, because they benefit from you staying small. Your growth threatens their comfort zone. And do you want to belong to their comfort zone? My ex was triggered when I stepped into my bold self. I was too much. Some friends won't get it, but the real friends, even if they are not here yet, they will love your greatness and your boldness. Never love anybody who treats you like you are ordinary. So here is your homework. Don't just watch this video, nod along and scroll to the next one. That's what the old, unaware version of you would do. Go back to the 3 steps and create your alter ego, or choose a fictional character for now. And then do something this week that makes your default self uncomfortable. Something that would make Amanda roll in her fine, mediocre grave. I challenge you to commit to one dangerously courageous act of self-expression, and then comment below what you did. And after you commented, you can't back out, and let it feel fake. Let it be cringe and weird. Fake is just what scared people call courage. And if you have any questions or topics that you want to cover, tell me. Or if you have experiences that you want to share, I am so curious, and I appreciate every one of you who just thinks of doing one small thing that is more cringe and courageous than the normies out there would do. Do it and tell me. Yes.